The art world, often a realm of calculated cool in New York City, finds itself abuzz with uncharacteristic fervor over an upcoming auction that promises to be a seismic event. Leonard Lauder, the visionary cosmetics magnate and son of Estee Lauder, has left behind a private collection so extraordinary that its dispersal next week is stirring whispers of historic significance. Held at Sotheby's newly minted space in the iconic Brewer Building, once the Whitney Museum's home from 1966 to 2014, the sale doubles as a glittering opening gala, where collectors, curators and connoisseurs gathered for a dinner that crackled with anticipation. Insiders described the evening as electric, the air thick with the weight of rarity and reverence. At the heart of the excitement are three masterpieces by Gustav Klimt, the Austrian symbolist whose golden-hued visions rarely surface on the open market. Klimt's coming on the market is so rare, one attendee marveled. This is not a normal situation. The juxtaposition of viewing these treasures in the very halls that once showcased modern art for free amplifies the irony and allure. It's kind of crazy to be sitting in the old Whitney space with these amazing works for sale. Leonard Lauder was no ordinary collector. He was a titan whose passion for art intertwined seamlessly with his business acumen and philanthropic zeal. As CEO of Estee Lauder Companies until 1999, he built an empire from his mother's eponymous brand into a global powerhouse, amassing a personal fortune estimated at $10 billion by his passing in June at age 92. Yet, beyond boardrooms and beauty counters, Lauder's true legacy unfolded in galleries and museums. His 2013 gift of a Cubist collection to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, valued at over $1 billion, cemented his status as one of America's foremost patrons, ensuring works by Picasso, Braque and Gris would educate and inspire for generations. This upcoming auction, however, taps into his more intimate holdings, a curated ensemble reflecting a discerning eye honed over decades. The buzz at the dinner wasn't just about dollars, it was about legacy. He was an enormous cultural figure, a source reflected. There's a real reverence for his legacy. In a city where art dealings often feel transactional, this sale evokes something deeper, a collective pause to honor a man who treated canvases like confidants. Central to the collection's allure are the Klimt trio, each a jewel in its own right, debuting publicly for the first time. Leading the charge is Portrait of Elizabeth Lederer, a 1914-1916 oil on canvas that captures the eponymous Viennese socialite in a swirl of ornamental patterns and introspective gaze. Estimated to fetch over $150 million, it's a pinnacle of Klimt's mature style, blending portraiture with the decorative excess of his golden phase. Elizabeth, daughter of a prominent industrialist, embodies the era's fin de siècle elegance, her three-quarter profile framed by a riot of motifs, peacock feathers, Egyptian motifs and swirling arabesques, that speak to Klimt's fascination with the erotic and the exotic. Restored meticulously, the painting's surface gleams with metallic accents, drawing viewers into a hypnotic dialogue between subject and symbol. Its rarity can't be overstated. Klimt produced fewer than 50 portraits, many ensconced in museums, making this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for private ownership. Flanking it are two other Klimt gems, a landscape tentatively linked to his Apple Tree series, projected at $70 million, and a lesser-known allegorical piece at $80 million. The landscape, with its dappled light filtering through foliage and impressionistic strokes, reveals Klimt's softer, more atmospheric side, away from the psychological intensity of his figures. The allegorical work, rich in mythological undertones, features ethereal figures amid a tapestry of gold leaf and enamel-like glazes, evoking the Byzantine influences that permeated his oeuvre. Together, these pieces trace Klimt's evolution, from the secessionist provocateur who scandalized Vienna with Judith, to the introspective master of his later years. Their combined estimates alone approach $300 million, but their cultural cachet elevates them beyond price tags. The sale extends far beyond Klimt, encompassing an eclectic array of modernist masterpieces that underscore Lauder's Catholic tastes. Vincent van Gogh's Piles de Romans Parisiens et Roses d'un Unvers, a still life of stacked Parisian novels beside a vase of roses, brings post-impressionist vibrancy, its bold impasto and vivid palette capturing the artist's restless genius. Estimated in the tens of millions, it's a window into Van Gogh's Paris period, where literary and floral motifs intertwined with his emotional turbulence. Equally compelling is Edvard Munch's Sankthansnatt, Midsummer Night, a nocturnal scene steeped in the Norwegian's existential angst. With elongated figures under a starry sky, it channels the primal isolation of the scream, yet softens it with midsummer's fleeting warmth. At auction, it could command $50 to $70 million, appealing to collectors who prize Munch's psychological depth. Lauder's collection, projected to total nearly $500 million, isn't merely a financial spectacle, it's a narrative of connoisseurship. Assembled over 60 years, it reflects his belief in art's power to transcend commerce. His Whitney presidency from 1993 to 2004 transformed the museum, championing women artists like Georgia O'Keeffe decades ahead of the curve. The Brewer Building venue is poetic justice. Marcel Breuer's brutalist masterpiece, now Sotheby's, once buzzed under Lauder's influence. Dinner guests, sipping champagne amid previews, marveled at handlers gently positioning the Klimts, their golden auras illuminating the concrete expanse. Conversations swirled around provenance. How did Lauder acquire the Lederer portrait amid post-World War II restitution efforts? What stories hide behind Munch's midnight figures? The event felt like a wake and a rebirth, mourners toasting a collector while bidders plotted conquests. In broader strokes, this auction spotlights the art market's paradoxes. Amid economic flux, high-end sales like this affirm resilience. Sotheby's reported $7.9 billion in 2024, driven by trophy pieces. Yet, it raises questions. Will these works enter private vaults or public view? Lauder's Met gift sets a precedent for philanthropy, pressuring heirs to follow suit. For collectors, it's a frenzy. Billionaires from tech to finance eye the lots, viewing them as cultural capital. The Klimts in particular could redefine ownership benchmarks, eclipsing recent records like Klimt's Bildnis der Frau in Blau, at $109 million in 2022. As November 18 approaches, the art world braces for impact. Lauder's collection isn't dispersing, it's redistributing legacy. Klimt's gaze is challenging new eyes, Van Gogh's roses blooming anew. In the Brewer's stark beauty, these works remind us, art, like cosmetics, enhances life, but Lauder's vision made it eternal. The gavel's fall will echo not as an end, but as a golden invitation to dream.